not only of sight and sound, but of mind. This is the Two Doodz.
Dun dun. We are the Two Doodz. My name is Chris.
My name is Nathan.
Welcome to our 7th episode.
I can't believe we've made it to 7.
I know.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yeah, it's been over a month that we've been doing it. I can't believe that we've actually lasted this long, and we've been both wanting to do it this long.
Yeah.
It kind of started on a whim, if you think about it.
It did.
The first episode, I mean, we recorded out here, and we just were like, hey, let's just record a podcast. And fucking it worked. I don't know. I'm having fun. I mean, granted, no one really listens to it but us, but I don't care.
Yeah, out of the millions and billions of videos on YouTube, we're the only ones that watch the Two Doodz. But who knows? Maybe someone will actually listen to this and be like, hey, listen to this. These guys are funny.
Yeah, that would be nice, dude. That would be really, really fucking nice.
Wouldn't it?
So we're just sitting out here. I am more fucked up than usual. Usually what it is Nathan is really fucked up.
Which I am.
Yeah, but tonight I've kept up, and I am fucked up on vodka, and we had a shot of brandy for the first time. That was fucking gross.
Well, it was $11 brandy. But
very good point.
It was, regardless, I mean, I will try brandy again, and I know it's a sipping drink.
But we took a shot well, we sipped it first, and then we were like,
let's just get it out of the way right now.
Yeah, and also, the last 3 episodes we've had guests, and it's just us two tonight, so
It's a nice change of pace.
yeah, usually we have people here with us, but fuck it. Tonight we're by ourselves. And we also have the rest of that vodka bottle to finish while we're doing the show. If it's not there at the end of the show, anyone can kick us in the nuts who hears this other than us.
That's not a good idea.
Because Dan listens to it, and Lynn listens to it, and my sister. Oh, shit.
We're both gonna get kicked in the nuts, man. Let's not. Don't kick us in the nuts, please.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come over and be like, "Yo, how's it going?"
So the last couple. So the last couple episodes we didn't have topics. Now we had to write them down so that we could remember because we're fucked up. Thank you, Chat Random, again. Fuck it. We should just have Chat Random promote us. Like, just have it as a thing on the bottom.
Just on the bottom of the screen, so you don't see the ball sack.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, the scrot is disgusting. Seriously, it's like a ball or a sack of balls.
Yeah.
And then when guys get cancer, it's like looking for a lump within a bag of lumps.
You ever feel violated when the doctor touches you? I mean, if it's a guy, my doctor was a guy when I had to get
so
checked.
So was mine. He was a short Indian guy.
Oh, really? Mine was just a white guy who was like balding. And it was, I don't know, I always felt violated.
They're always the creepiest people.
I mean, I know I can't, like, sue them or anything because I appreciate what they're doing, trying to find cancer or a hernia or whatever.
Just wait until prostate exams, man. We're going to be so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Although you might find out if you're gay right then and there.
It's just like, are you ready for your prostate exam? Rubber slap, glove. All right, here we go in.
Ooh, this is nice. Oh, my.
We'd like to thank George Takei for coming out.
Yeah, thank you, George Takei. Our friend George Takei is sitting right next to us right here.
Oh, my.
That's all he says, really, to dead honest. Unless he has a script, that's all he says.
Oh, my.
So what do we have to talk about tonight?
Well, future Chris, you can put in that clip in Wayne's World talking about attractive animated cartoon characters.
Oh yeah, when he's like, you ever think Bugs Bunny is cute when he puts on the girl bunny suit and dresses up as a girl bunny?
Did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he'd put on a dress and play a girl bunny? No. No. Neither did I. I was just asking.
All right. Chris asked me this question before.
Okay, what was the question? I don't remember.
The question was, did you ever find any...
right.
Any cartoon character attractive? Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this before in earlier episodes, but I have a thing for redheads.
Oh, was that... Okay, go on. Anyways, I was just overthinking things. Go on.
So, in my childhood, what was her name? Mrs. Flintstone.
Oh,
Wilma. Dude, she's...
You liked Mrs. Flintstone?
I like Mrs. Flintstone.
She was a married woman, you know.
Bitch, please.
You're better than Fred?
Fuck that shit, man. I like her, and growing up, or like once Family Guy came out, I actually had a crush
on Lois.
Lois. No joke. I was like, can you imagine her when you're in bed with her? She's just like,
apparently she was Nathan.
Just nasally as fuck, like she's got tissue up her nose, like,
oh my, yeah. Her voice, I don't know, I guess voices apparently would do that for me, because as soon as I heard her talk, like her character model, I guess, what you would call it, like I'm referring to video games, character model, but her character, like appearance is attractive as fuck, and I don't know why she's...
Dead ass.
Yeah.
Dead quahog ass.
Yeah, New England.
Fuck Bonnie. I'd fuck Lois any day.
Bon? Oh yeah, Bon. Okay, I get it.
Or Cleveland's wife,
Loretta. Yeah, but she was a bitch.
She was a bitch, and she's black. And homie, don't play that. I only go for the white girls. I'm sorry.
Really?
The farthest I go is like maybe Mexican or Asian, but I can't imagine myself going out with a black woman.
I don't know.
Like, unless they, like, really blew me away. Like,
yeah, okay.
They're attractive.
So you're not limiting. It's not like racist style. It's
just like more like a specification.
Okay, it's just what you prefer.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'll accept that. Acceptable answer.
All right. Now, what about you? Attractive cartoon characters.
When I was younger, let's think. What did I used to watch? I liked the Powerpuff Girls.
Really?
Well, I mean, they were the only ones who seemed around my age at the time. I mean, think about it, in the 90s. And, I mean, a 22-year-old kid thinking back in the 90s when the Powerpuff Girls came out. Yeah, they were still in kindergarten. Oh, fuck, dude, that's weird. They were in kindergarten.
Oh, my God, that is really weird. I'm going to put in a joke about your 12-year-old girlfriend.
Okay, fuck you. Every time? That's just going to become a standard of our show, is just fuck you.
Honestly, she isn't 12 years old, so don't come here and arrest Chris.
Oh, my.
Thanks for your input, George Takei.
Yeah, thank you. You know, this is the best guest we've ever had here.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. He's like, he flew all the way out here from fucking Starship Enterprise.
It's just to say, oh, my.
That's it.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls I used to watch all the time. I don't know if I necessarily thought they were attractive. They didn't have fingers, which was weird. They just had round. Everyone else had fingers. They just had round.
Dude, that'd be hard to jack you off with, right? Wouldn't it?
They just have to like go around it.
Just imagine your dog trying to jack you off. It's just two like sticks trying to just like they'd have to use the two.
Yeah,
because you can't rub it on one side.
Whatever, dude. That might be a successful cartoon. What happened to the Powerpuff Girls when they got older?
Whoa, dude! Powerpuff Girls with no hands beating up evil.
Oh my God!
Like
they would be like
Joe.
That monkey would have died years ago because monkeys don't live that long.
Oh, sad.
Well, he was an evil monkey, okay?
But he was a monkey,
and he was self-aware. I mean, he was smart.
I really like monkeys.
You know what? Fuck it. We're going to take a drink of straight vodka, so you can hear us suffer for it. We're going to do our classic Beast Mode.
Beast Mode. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that sucked. Okay.
Smirnoff, if you care to sponsor us, Go right ahead.
Only because you're the cheapest fuck.
Oh, man.
Okay. Other than that, I don't know. I like Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Only because I thought about it again, but she was actually a pretty attractive dog. Character cartoon. Okay? It has nothing to do with bestiality or anything like that. No, wait, fuck it. I topped it, okay? Okay.
Please don't say it's Courage the Cowardly Dog.
He's a guy, okay?
So?
No, Reggie from Rocket Power.
I never watched Rocket
Okay,
Power.
Rocket Power was a show about these kids who always were going to the extreme about everything. They were like, they played hockey.
Extreme.
Yeah, they surfed.
Extreme.
They fucking their dad owned a fry shack.
Extreme.
If as extreme as that can get.
Put it out on the screen. Extreme.
Oh God, that's gonna be interesting to find. But their dad owned. Oh shit! I forgot where I was going with this. Reggie. She was attractive to me. I don't know why. If you saw a picture of her, you might understand why. She was an actual girl, and she was like a tomboy girl. I don't know why. I always had a thing for the tomboy girls.
Dude, that's kind of weird. That explains our personalities really well.
Yeah.
Like, I go for the married wives. I like the forbidden shit. Whereas you like the innocence.
Sort of. I don't know. I think I like girls who like what guys like. Because I can relate to them.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, you like the forbidden... Freudian?
Freud. All right, Carl Jung.
Yeah. I just fucking felt a wave of... Oh, you're drunk.
I've been feeling wave after wave. Listen to you at home. I'm slurring my words. It's been a night of fun.
Well, that's because of spring break.
It is spring break for you.
Yeah. Most people, because I go to an art school, most people had spring break like 2 weeks ago, but I have spring break when there's no one else on spring break, so fucking no one's here except for of course that's okay. The high school has spring break at the same time, and the community college around here has spring break at the same time. So, I mean, fuck, no one else has spring break.
So you're just going to be hanging around me.
Yeah, pretty much. You and Darren
Yeah.
and Dan. That's it. That's the only people around.
So expect many Two Doodz recorded in the same night.
Or in the same week.
Or in the... Wait. The same week? I just said same night. You didn't trump me with... the bigger alternative, or the smaller alternative.
No.
How dare you, sir?
I didn't mean to trump you.
How dare you, sir?
I meant to say that...
Good evening!
I meant to say that...
I said good evening!
Okay.
I've always wanted to do that. I'm sorry.
Like a Fez style?
Yes.
That's a good show. That 70 show? Good fucking show.
I wish I had 400 feet so I could ram it up of your asses hundreds of times.
Wow.
That quote did not go...
I wish I had 200 feet so I could stick 50 of them up each of your asses. I think that's the quote.
It's probably the quote.
Red Foreman, everybody.
Mine was way off.
He's here too. Kurtwood Smith, he's here. We're going to talk... Oh my.
We've also got the reanimated corpse of Elvis. Oh.
We're just bringing back everyone, okay?
Walt Disney? Well, he's drawing.
You were going to do a sign in the air of him drawing.
I started to draw, and then I realized they can't see me.
Yeah. Oh, I learned something interesting, actually, about Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. This was from the Game Grumps, but did you know that Mickey Mouse, in every scene, you're supposed to be able to, if you pause it, see the silhouette of the Mickey Mouse with the two ears?
Every scene?
Every single scene that Mickey Mouse is in, you're supposed to see that. Even in Epic Mickey, they tried to do that, where his head would turn no matter what way you're facing, so that you could see the silhouette of the two Mickey Mouse ears and Mickey Mouse itself.
Subliminal.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to represent Disney.
It's subliminal. It's the Illuminati. They're everywhere. Oh my
god. Yeah. So, as everyone should know, we are in the Chicagoland area, and we love the Chicago Bears.
Just undying passion
for the
Chicago Bears.
And it really saddens me to see that they let go of Brian Urlacher.
Part of me was like, no.
See, now this is the thing. I'm going to have to watch whatever team he goes to for this year, just because of Brian Urlacher.
And he's not going to stay on free agency.
No. He's going to go to a team. I think Dallas was looking at him. There was a couple other teams that were looking at him. And, this is what infuriates me about it, is that Brian Urlacher has 1 to 2 more years left.
Yeah. He's had a couple injuries that have been near career ending. And
he's been putting up videos online of him training and getting everything, doing what players do in the offseason. And the fact that they would let him go, even though he's training and he's excited about the new year and he's excited to lead the defense of the Bears.
He is like the origins of beast mode.
Fuck yeah! High five.
Put it on the screen.
Yeah!
Put another one on the screen!
He is the origins of the beast mode for us. And the fact that they would just let him go because he doesn't... he was injured last year. You can't let him go because of that. And... I don't know. It really disappoints me. Although they do have a new head coach. I don't know how he is. If they go to the Super Bowl next year because of their new head coach, then I might be able to forgive them slightly. But still, he has 1 more year 1 to 2 more years. You can just to have a franchise player who played for the Bears from his start of his career to the end of his career and be what does he have? 9 Pro Bowls?
I don't know.
8 to 9 Pro Bowls. Fucking put the stats up on the screen, Chris.
You're not going to do that.
No, I'm going to do it because I am passionate about the Chicago Bears, okay?
All I know is in an interview they offered him, I think it was like $2 million
Which
or something.
Is a great... He had $7.5 million last year for his one season. To offer someone who had... while $2 million is a lot of money, but to offer someone who's been to multiple Pro Bowls, only $2 million when he had 7.5, and he's ending his career he would be ending his career with the Chicago Bears. It's just an insult. It really insults everyone around, and people are pissed. I don't know. That's all I can say.
All I can think about right now is Saturday Night Live when they were like, "Da Bears."
Chris Farley's boss. That's all I can say about that.
Dude, I gotta pull a sausage lodged in the lining of my heart. That's not my best Chris Farley impersonation. I can do better ones when I'm sober, but it's probably because I'm sober.
Oh my freaking god.
Oh my.
Oh my. We're gonna have to keep adding. So what do we have? George Takei here.
We have George Takei, reanimated Elvis.
Oh,
and Nixon just joined us. There's a zombie horde here.
He's just dead celebrities night, okay?
George Takei's been dead for 2 years.
Has he really?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say. He was on Adventure Time. I thought you were just gonna blow my fucking mind here for a second. No.
Oh my God.
He really...
You believe me.
Okay. I thought you were someone I could trust, but really clearly I'm not.
I'm sorry. Give me your hand. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
That's it. That's the spot right there.
This is getting a little out of hand. So what else do we have to talk about?
I had your hand.
So what else do we... I don't know. What else do we have to talk about? We have it written down, and I've already forgotten what we have.
Oh, you know what we were going to talk about?
What?
We were going to talk about how absolutely fucking amazing Led Zeppelin is and Robert Plant. How great of a vocalist he truly is.
So, I go to school to study how to record music, right?
Yes.
So, one of the main things that we've been talking about as far as recording drums in one of my classes is the Glenn Johns recording style, which...
Because I know what that is.
Okay, Glenn Johns was the producer on one of the first Led Zeppelin albums, and he defined how to record drums to make them sound clear as fuck.
Like he submitted it to like Merriam-Webster dictionary and he defined it.
He might as well have, because if you set up
All right, Professor.
If you set up the microphones in the way that Glenn Johns did if you showed any engineer about it, they would immediately go, "Oh, that's a Glenn Johns style," which he recorded Led Zeppelin on first. Recorded fucking John Bonham rocking the fucking drums. Okay.
Oh, okay. If we're going to talk about Led Zeppelin, we need to have like a talk about every single member of the band.
Okay. Go on.
I know there's only 4, but still. Robert Plant?
Yes.
His vocals? Holy shit.
Okay. Robert Plant fucking... I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just him. I mean, obviously, he contributed a lot to the vocals because he was the fucking vocalist. But he also... I don't know if they found the perfect amount of reverb or whatever to fucking make his vocals sound amazing. Or the perfect microphone for him that just fucking made him pop. But he fucking, no matter what he recorded, sounded great.
And you know, I mean, like, even though people might... Like, there are quite a few people, mostly Christians, that say that... nothing against Christians, of course. It's just you guys suck. That say that Led Zeppelin is heavy metal. When realistically, like 3/4 of their music, maybe 2/3 of their music was acoustic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Robert Plant, his voice perfectly accompanied the music that was played by the rest of the band. His voice had just enough gravel to it where it was like soulful, but the notes that he hit, every single time I hear it, I get an orgasm.
Did you hear the legend about how Robert Plant kept his voice the way it was?
No.
Okay. The legend is that Robert Plant was taking I forget what it was. It was some sort of pheromone or testosterone, and he was taking it and in needles, injecting it into his scrotum to make sure that his voice remained as high as it was. To make sure that it stayed the same as it was while he was...
Like, this is an urban legend?
This is an urban legend. I don't know if it's fact or not. I heard this from my uncle. So, it could be completely wrong.
So, Robert Plant, if you're listening, please tell us.
Please come perform on our show, dude.
Dude, don't even perform. Just sit here and talk like you're an Englishman, because we all know you are.
Because these other guests suck. Oh, my.
Oh...
Walt Disney,
there's a zombie outbreak.
Walt Disney draws.
I forgot about Walt Disney.
Yeah, Walt Disney's here.
He's sitting in the corner. I didn't see him.
Well, really, he's frozen, and only his hand is available to draw.
How else would you think that they came out with the rest of the movies? Walt Disney, he just drew them by hand. His skills are getting better with time, but his hand, slowly developing arthritis, cannot develop the cartoons as well.
Thus, they make them into 3D.
Exactly. John Paul Jones.
Okay, John Paul Jones.
A lot of people, I mean, well, like my older brother, he didn't like him.
What did John Paul Jones play, just to be clear for the
John Paul Jones played the bass.
Yes, and he also played for Them Crooked Vultures, which is a pretty good band. So, go on.
That's true. John Paul, I think I read on his Wikipedia page, which I know is like
Probably
edited by the people.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that it's true. So I saw through Wikipedia that he also played a multitude of instruments. Like he played the flute, I think, on Stairway to Heaven or something.
I could see it as possible, but I'm not quite sure.
Regardless, though, as a bass player, he did a fantastic job. He held his own against 3 amazing musicians.
And the thing is, I feel bad for John Paul Jones and actually bass players around the world that they don't get as much credit as they deserve.
Yeah. I mean, like, unless you're, like, part of Thin Lizzy or Rush, then you don't really get the recognition.
But they're not even credited for being the bass player. They're credited for being the vocalist and the bass player.
Yeah.
Like, you put the bass player lower than vocalist.
Yeah, the vocalist is always top. No. Guitar. Lead guitar is always top.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Think about it.
Metallica.
Vocalist is always the top.
Yeah, James Hetfield, even though he plays rhythm guitar, he's the top.
Vocalist, lead guitar, drummer, then bass is the way.
If it's a 4-person band,
exactly. Even still, it goes vocalist. It's like example.
It's always the singer, and then the guitar player, and then the drummer, and then the bass.
Yeah,
the bassist. I know for a fact. I've been in a couple bands.
Yeah.
I know
as a bass player.
I mean, I've wanted to play guitar. I do play guitar,
and you're fucking good at it. I
mean, put a little rosy cheek smiley face up on the screen. You flatter me. Anyways, as a bass player for a couple of bands, because everybody wants to be the drummer, vocalist, or guitarist. Nobody really wants to be the bass player. So as a bass player, I know the hardships that are behind it.
Yeah.
So when I perform, I try to be over the top.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, while I think every performer should be over the top, the bass player has to be double to get noticed.
Yes.
Yes.
There was one show I did go to, though, a Monty Montgomery. He's not very well known.
Okay.
But he's like fucking Van Halen of acoustic electric guitars.
Okay.
He's absolutely brilliant. Anyways, I did go to see a couple of his shows. I think it was 1 or 2 or 3 or 11. I don't know. Regardless, the bass player was always into it, and you would always notice him. That's the big thing. I remember in a documentary, Gene Simmons said one show that he went to, the musicians like turned their back to the audience. Maybe not on purpose, maybe on purpose, regardless. He said it was like the biggest insult ever. He said if he wanted to listen to the music, he would have just stayed at home and listened to the record. Mm-hmm. Bassists do not get the credit that they deserve.
Yeah, because, okay, this is the way it works in music. Drummers keep the beat. Bassists keep, like, the feel of the band. Guitarists are the flamboyant ones, and the singers are the frontmen.
They're like the ringmasters of the circus that is a band.
Yeah. Wait, I can think of a better one. Singers are the conductors.
Ooh.
Because they are the ones who, if they're not singing, they can go, oh shit, you're not keeping up. Please keep up. You know, because they have the time to go off and do that while the solos are going on or whatnot.
Yeah, while the guitarist is up in front, like Slash with his stupid little top hat.
They're the voice of the band, is what it is.
And he's just swaying his hips and shit.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that.
Oh my.
And he's still drawing. He's probably right. He's probably making the newest fucking
Disney movie,
like Brave 2 or some shit.
No, he's making Cars 16.
Have there been 15 installments that I haven't watched yet?
Yes. In fact, there have.
It's probably because I'm drunk all the time.
There was a Cars 2.
I know there was a Cars 2. I never watched it.
Well, that's a good story. I don't know. Okay, John Paul Jones. We'll get back because I have to pee.
Okay.
We'll put a song in here, but we'll get back to fucking Jimmy Page and
John fucking Bonham.
Yes, and Robert Plant. Oh, we already talked about Robert Plant. So Jimmy Page and John fucking Bonham. That's his real name from now on. We'll get back to that in a few minutes. So, folks,
thank you for entering the Twilight Zone. You will be re-entered after a small segment of music here. Welcome back to a place not only sight, sound, and mind and shit. We fucked that up real quick.
It's fine. So we were talking about Jimmy Page, yes, and Led Zeppelin in general.
Yeah, we were talking about Robert Plant and John Paul Jones. Now, our next person will be Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page, yes.
Now, I know that he was a part of the Yardbirds, first off.
I didn't know that.
He was in the Yardbirds, and the Yardbirds have had two other legendary guitarists.
Really? Okay, who are they?
Eric Clapton
Ooh,
and
shit.
Jeff Beck.
Oh, shit, dude. That's
Right?
impressive. They have a record of not keeping their guitar players that are fucking legendary.
I know in Jeff Beck's acceptance speech for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think it was, he was like, I know I should be happy, but I'm not, because they kicked me out. Fuck them.
So, Jimmy Page, he is a fucking legendary guitar player. Any Led Zeppelin fan will go, the two main guys for Led Zeppelin are Jimmy Page and Robert Plant.
Because, I mean...
Those are the two lead, again, following our order of song, or our order of importance in the band, singer, guitar player,
Yeah.
Jimmy Page, Robert Plant.
Not many
The
people...
other way around.
Regardless.
Robert Plant and Jimmy Page.
Not many people recognize what it takes to keep the band
Yes.
in time.
Yes.
Like I said before the break,
But it doesn't take away from the fact that those two fuckers were the greatest goddamn...
yes.
Yeah. Led Zeppelin is the greatest of every area.
Not true.
Well, some of the greatest of every area.
I mean,
If you had a drummer Hall of Fame, a guitar player Hall of Fame, a bassist Hall of Fame, a singer Hall of Fame, all of Led Zeppelin would be in all of them.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely true. Jimi Hendrix, though, top of guitar.
Yes.
But we're not talking about Jimi Hendrix. We're talking about another Jimmy Page.
Spelled the way you think it's spelled.
Jimmy, not Jimi. Because Jimi Hendrix is weird. James Marshall Hendrix.
Yeah. We're not talking about him. Jimmy
Maybe
Page.
in a later episode.
Yes. Jimmy Page, I know, and this is what I like about Led Zeppelin, and the way their recording studio, their producer was, and the way that everyone was in the studio. Jimmy Page fucked up in some of the solo things that he had, but they fucking kept it. I love that it's real.
Yeah.
It's
got that raw emotion to it.
Yes, it's not like, oh, let's keep redoing it until you get it right.
Like I have mentioned in a previous episode, John Petrucci of Dream Theater.
Yes.
I feel as though he would keep redoing his guitar track until it was absolutely perfect.
Yes.
But Jimmy Page, I almost said Hendrix. But Jimmy Page, he would play what he feels, and everyone would just be like, so what if you fucking missed a note here or there?
Yeah.
It's got that soul to it.
It has that feeling to it. And I realize also that tape at the time was expensive as shit. But also...
That's a big factor. I forgot that.
Yeah, that is a big factor. But also, because there were still bands that recorded at the time that when they fucked up, they would redo it because they had the money. But Jimmy Page was just like, fuck it. Led Zeppelin in general. And whoever their producer was, I know that... that Glenn Johns was their producer for the first album, but whatever, they would keep it as is. And I like that they would keep it as is, because it gives more feeling, it makes it more human, and it makes it more, I guess feeling is the word I would use for it.
Yeah. Yeah, in one of the tracks I played with a band I was in, they recorded a couple songs. They really didn't get mainstream, as most bands don't nowadays, because...
Yeah.
of
Well, there's
fucking,
an influx of bands nowadays.
now fucking pop music, which we'll talk about maybe later if we have the time. But there are a couple tracks where I would fuck up on the bass. And they would be like, oh, we could just keep it, whatever.
Yeah.
No biggie. But to the listener, it might make a huge impact. If you, like, pluck the wrong string and play the wrong note, it might just, to the listener, might mean he's just so caught up in the madness of this song that maybe he plucked the wrong note. Who cares? Whatever.
It depends if you're going for a live feel or if you're going for a perfect feel. And now, granted, there are some bands that have had some, like Mastodon has had some like nearly perfect albums, and they've redone it until everything is perfect, and that's not wrong. It's everything is what you're going for.
Yeah.
And Led Zeppelin was going for a live type feel. Granted, they didn't have, like for Kashmir, they didn't have fucking orchestras playing on stage with them. They just had Jimi Hendrix playing his guitar with a fucking bow for a violin.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
No biggie. Just an innovation.
As long as the audience understands what they're going for, it's fine. And Led Zeppelin, I feel, is one of the bands of the ages because they knew what they were going for. Because they had the feeling and the soul that they needed to in order to be one of the greatest bands of all time. I would rate it as, while I'm not a big fan of the Beatles, I would rate it as the Beatles and then Led Zeppelin.
No.
Really?
Not in my opinion.
Really?
I just don't like the Beatles, mainly because of John fucking Lennon.
You don't like John Lennon?
I hate John Lennon.
Why is that?
There's a huge thing with me, like, I feel as though people are like, John Lennon was assassinated.
Uh-huh.
But in reality, he was just murdered.
But that's the people, not John Lennon himself.
I mean, like, John Lennon, in my opinion, was murdered.
Yes.
He's a crazy
and it's still, I'm sure you agree, it's still very wrong for him to be murdered.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, there was no reason he should have been killed.
But, like, Dimebag Darrell, he was murdered.
Yes.
John Lennon was assassinated.
Why is that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the big point. I don't understand how someone who loved an Asian woman and took a picture of him while he was naked, curling up at her side while she was all dressed up and shit, was like, he was like, imagine. He's like saying imagine and shit. I never listened to John Lennon. Like, honestly, I like a couple of Beatles songs because they're catchy. Songs.
Yeah.
Because they're catchy. I missed the S in every statement. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Regardless, like, I never really liked John Lennon. I mean, a lot of people like him because he was, quote, an inspiration to the people. And I don't know. Richard Nixon is next to me. He's the one quoting me. Or him. Oh, there's a zombie invasion.
Oh, my.
But it's like, I don't get why people like him so much. Like, he might have written a couple of songs that people like, but in my opinion, as a musician, he wasn't really that great.
And don't take this wrong as an insult to anyone. I'm sure that Nathan here doesn't mean it as an insult to anyone.
No, I hate everyone that likes John Lennon.
No. He's just saying that it's the same thing with Kurt Cobain, where people exaggerate it because he died.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That is incredibly true.
It's not taking away from the fact that he wrote songs that were popular music and the fact that he wrote songs that were even, like, good. But it's people perpetuate him because he died.
That's very true. One of the things I have to add on to that is because Jimmy Sullivan, the Rev of Avenged Sevenfold,
yes,
he was a pretty good songwriter. He was a pretty great drummer, too.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree with that because I tried to play Avenged Sevenfold shit on Rock Band and I couldn't.
You're like, I can't do this! Oh, my hands! I can't, my feet don't act!
Yeah.
You said that exactly. Quote, Chris, end quote. But it's like, a lot of people were like, and I am not afraid to admit this.
Okay.
After the Rev died, I got more involved with Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes.
And honestly, right now, they're in my top 5 favorite bands.
Okay.
And I really like their music. I would like to think it's because I'm a musician
And you understand what it takes.
And I understand what it takes to write the song, like the lyrics, the music, the recording of it. Even I understand how much they put into it, but a lot of people just jump on the bandwagon,
and that's kind of annoying. Wow, if you like the Two Doodz and you want to jump on the Two Doodz bandwagon, go right ahead.
Please do.
But I understand where you're coming from for it, and it's kind of a hipster mentality.
It really is, isn't it?
But going back to the very beginning of our conversation, because I forgot most of the previous comments.
Yeah, me too.
Shit. Jimmy Page. Yes. Jimmy Page. We were talking about how good of a guitar player he is, and he's really a fantastic guitar player.
He is. I know. I saw in an interview. He was like, he kept like a portfolio of sorts of little riffs that he would, like the Yardbirds wouldn't really maybe accept. But he kept to himself. And one of those songs later became Dazed and Confused.
Which is a great fucking fantastic song.
It's a brilliant song.
Yes.
I mean, sober, drunk, or high on something, that song will stand the test of time.
And it really will. Although, if you are using a computer with only a microphone, or if only one speaker in the computer, the bass may not come through. Which that song is fucking fantastic on the bass.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, it starts off with just the bass.
Exactly.
Doom, 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 doom.
Bow, bow.
Doom, doom, doom. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Oh, my.
Oh. We're really, really fucked up, and yet we still keep this up.
Yes. So
I lied. Because George Takei and Elvis Presley and Richard Nixon are here. There's a zombie outbreak! Because we have the Futurama Richard Nixon here.
Yes.
It's just the head in a jar. I don't know how he talks underwater.
I actually, holy shit, that's a very good point. How the fuck does he talk underwater?
Right?
Whoa! You blew my fucking mind, dude.
Real talk with Chris and Nathan.
Yeah!
Sam, put it on the screen.
Real talk with Chris and Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
You better.
Okay.
Good.
So moving forward to John Bonham.
John fucking Bonham.
John fucking Bonham. Great.
And it's not like John fucking Bonham. It's like
not sarcastic.
John fucking Bonham.
He's, no matter what band he would be in, he would be one of the greatest members of that band.
Yes.
He knew how to play to the song.
Yes.
He knew how to add, even though he had a single bass, he knew how to add the double bass feel to it.
Oh my god, he in Fool in the Rain, when he did the like a dun 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 dun, like those little double, like it's a single bass pedal, but it's like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Just perfect.
And that's one of the things I've been trying to learn myself, because I like to play the drums occasionally. But trying to do that, you have to do what did he use, the heel toe, do you know?
It's probably just toe. Like, I know this, like, the real term for it is a ghost note, like when you play it on the snare.
Well, I know that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like practically like a ghost note on the double, on the bass drum, I mean. It's like da 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 da. Like Dig by Mudvayne is like like you can hear the double bass clearly in there, but he would have like, it's like faint, but you can hear it.
Yes.
Like just enough where you're like, oh my god, John fucking Bonham. Holy shit. I want to bang your corpse.
You sound like Buffalo Bill right
Don't
there.
I?
For a second.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Put the lotion in the basket.
Silence of the Lambs, everybody. Yeah, but John Bonham was the one who inspired most. I have to say, my recording class, most of my class was focused on fucking John Bonham recordings.
Really?
Yeah, trying to find the perfect way to make sure that with 4 microphones recording an entire drum set and making it sound fantastic.
Yeah, like, I would feel like Mike Portnoy, I mean, he was in Dream Theater. I feel like he would have, like, mic'd every single drum
Exactly.
part. Like, and Chris Adler of Lamb of God, he would have, like, triggers on his bass drum and mics on his
Well,
fucking
it becomes
snare drum.
overcomplicated as to where with John Bonham, everything was mic'd with 4 drums, and it still sounded, I mean, arguably just as good as micing every single drum.
Yes.
But with only 4 drums, and it offers a different feel to it. I mean, and you can go into the whole argument of like the way the drums were designed in themselves, because I know in the 90s and the 2000s the drums were designed differently in themselves to make them ring out or not ring out or anything like that. But just in the recording style of John Bonham, it offers a huge difference and almost an ease to the recording person. And this is just for me being a recording engineer,
like an audio engineer.
Yeah,
him just talking like this. If you skipped ahead, we won't be offended.
no, I would be offended.
Well, I won't be offended because you're like, I was talking about the audio technology behind it, because you sound like that and everything.
Hey, if we talk about acting and stuff like that, you would sound the same fucking way.
I probably would. If we were this way, if we were this drunk, then yes.
Yes.
I would be offended if you skipped ahead. So if you did skip ahead,
Fuck you.
I would be offended too. Skip back to where you were.
Go to...
Do not collect 200. Do not pass go, you asshole. Go back to where you were.
So yeah, that's what we have for that so far. I don't know what's the next topic that we have to talk about.
You were talking to me briefly about Almost Famous.
Almost Famous. That's a good movie. That really is a decent fucking movie.
I mean, like, I've seen it at Family Video, and I've wanted to rent it
because of the title where it shows the fucking the person with glasses going on. And it looks trippy, is what it is.
It looks like something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie, I have to say.
Describe it to me. I mean,
Okay.
like, don't leave me in the dark here.
So you haven't seen it.
Not any part of it at all.
The last time I watched it, I was with John, who the last 2 episodes we were talking with, and we were watching it, and we were completely fucking blitzed out of our mind on weed, if you call that a drug. But
'Cause it's completely natural, man.
oh man,
Yeah, man.
we're not advocating for weed, although
Although if you smoke it, good for you. Oh, that's another topic we could talk about later. Fucking legalization of weed. We won't go into that right now. Right now, we're going into your synopsis of Almost Famous.
it was about a guy who plays or who is following a band. He's a recording or like a journalist, if you will, and he follows a band around who's pretty famous in the 70s, 60s era.
Wait, are they famous or almost famous?
They're almost famous because they didn't break into it. It's like you ever hear of Anvil?
No.
Okay, they were on tour with bands like Megadeth and with bands like Metallica.
You know, you've actually talked about them before.
Yeah.
So I have heard of them, but I've never listened to their music.
Okay, it's the same type of thing where they almost broke in, but for some reason they didn't fucking break in. And it's a movie, so they didn't really exist. But it had Jason Lee. You know who Jason Lee is?
I do know who Jason Lee is.
So it had
yeah.
Jason Lee in it, and it was about a band who didn't necessarily break in, but they were on tour and were playing in big stadiums as opening acts for acts like Jimi Hendrix or bands of the 70s like fucking I can't think of the name. What are other big bands of the 70s?
The 70s? This band...
Jefferson Airplane and shit like that. Okay.
Yeah, Jefferson Airplane. And this band, Because I don't know any bands of the 70s off the top of my head while I'm in this state. So regardless, you were saying...
And this journalist follows him around, and he's like a very Christian, very wholesome family raised.
Oh, fuck those people.
Well, I'm not saying fuck those people, but
yeah,
I'm saying,
you are.
No, but he's part of a very wholesome...
Jesus is my friend.
They're part of a very wholesome band, or family, and then the band is part of the 70s band where they do drugs and all that shit, and he's following him around as a journalist for the Rolling Stone magazine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's not a real story, by the way.
Yeah, okay, well, a lot of stories nowadays aren't.
But he follows him around, and his whole, like, he breaks his whole family code of becoming more like the band and following them around, and his family doesn't like it very much. And the whole story is how the band almost makes it and almost survives through the 70s, but doesn't. And it's a very good movie because they do drugs and stuff like that, and he loses his virginity to like 4 girls at once.
Whoa!
Yeah, that instantly makes Nathan like it.
Oh my god, yes. I don't care if it's like softcore porn or if it's even like real softcore porn, like flaccid porn. I want to watch this now.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. But
wait. Before you go on, is Jason Lee this wholesome character?
Jason Lee is the lead singer of the band.
Okay, who plays the really wholesome Christian?
I don't know. I don't know his name. He was good in it, but he seemed... It was like a Michael Cera character, where you know that he's like awkward and stutters a lot.
Yeah, but fuck that guy. I fucking hate Michael Cera.
Yeah, exactly. He's like that character, but Jason Lee is the lead singer of the band.
And is he charismatic?
Yeah, exactly.
He's always charismatic, regardless of the role.
And he fights his and the wholesome character fights his family to still follow the band around. And I enjoyed the movie myself. I don't remember much else about it because when I watched it, I was stoned out of my head.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
With John, who was here before, and that in itself is a story. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty good movie. So,
out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
I would give it a 3.5.
3.5. No. Is that a drunk? Is that a drunk rating, or is that like a real rating?
I think it's a real rating because I think everyone should see that movie as. If you want to learn about the 70s and the drug era and Hunter Thompson and all those people of the 70s and 60s, you should watch that movie.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Yes.
Because
actually we did watch... If you heard before, we were talking about how I was going to watch Sherlock and he was going to watch Burn Notice.
Yes.
And we actually did.
We did. And I fell in love with Burn Notice.
And I fell in love with Sherlock.
It's just... We've been friends since our freshman year of high school.
Yes.
So we both operate sort of on the same wavelength because we've known each other this long.
Yes. And I have to say, my only problem with Sherlock is that they're hour-and-a-half episodes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to set aside an hour and a half to watch one episode of a show.
I mean, I have the time to do that. Because, I have insomnia, so it's easy for me to stay up and be like, hey, Sherlock, I'll watch this. But Burn Notice in half-hour episodes, maybe at the most 45 minutes, it's an excellent runtime. It's the actors. I honestly, in my opinion, if they got rid of the mom and the girlfriend, Fiona, the show would be fucking fantastic.
Well, I like Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell is the best.
Yes.
This is the Bruce Campbell fan club.
And Bruce Campbell's here, actually. He goes, groovy. As well as, oh my.
Oh. This is the apocalypse. And Walt Disney's in the corner drawing still.
Yes. So, I don't know. I like Bruce Campbell, and I like the fact that I don't know if you'd seen it yet, but there was something called The Diary of Sam Axe.
I have not.
It was a special that was an hour and a half long. It was like a movie. It was on TV. And at one point, he kills a bunch of guys, and after he kills them, he goes, groovy. Like he does in
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. Is that Evil Dead 2?
I think it's Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness.
Okay, Evil Dead 2. He does when he fucking puts a chainsaw on his arm, and it was just a nod to the fucking old school.
Oh, I fucking love references.
I do.
I mean, like, I hate references when it's like you have to in the bibliography you have to recite the author that this book came from. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But when it's references in media, like Bruce Campbell, like you said, referencing the Evil Dead, or like Shaun of the Dead referencing like Night of the Living Dead or something like that. Then I fangirl. I'm like, oh my god!
Both of us fangirl, then we go, ah!
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Almost Famous is a movie that you should watch at some point in your life. Especially because the mythos that we have, where we want to go to Vegas and have a Fear and Loathing time. Oh, I want to have a weekend that is like Fear and Loathing, or
we're gonna end up in jail.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Hot Tub Time Machine?
I have, yeah.
Yes. I want to have a weekend like that.
Really?
Yes.
Like where we find a time machine?
No, not a time machine, but like go like the weekend that they have when they go back in time, where there's drugs, there's a rock and roll concert going on, and they fucking almost get arrested multiple times, and the guy loses his arm.
And I have to conceive my child so that he doesn't disappear like Marty McFly into nothingness.
Exactly. That kind of weekend.
Shia LaBeouf!
Yeah, your child is Shia LaBeouf?
No, that's what he yelled when he came.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember Cox Dicks.
That was one of my... Yeah. Regardless, I remember one of my favorite parts of the movie. Awkward as hell watching it with my little sister. She's 16, but it's still awkward to see something like that. But I remember when they were standing outside of the room, and you just heard the guy. I forgot the actor's name. When he's like, Shia LaBeouf!
You're the bald guy. He's been in a lot of things.
He was in Warm Bodies, which I think we've talked about before.
I haven't seen Warm Bodies, which I probably should, but it's been expensive to see, and I don't...
Actually, we have talked about that. When you talked about Escape from Planet Earth.
Yes.
I remember that.
That we talked about Warm Bodies?
Yeah.
Do you remember... Did I say I wanted to see it? I don't remember.
You might have. I don't remember that much. Don't give me that much credit, man. I don't remember shit.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We talked about Led Zeppelin. What did we talk about this
We
episode?
talked about Brian Urlacher.
Yes.
We talked about
Led Zeppelin. Every member of Led Zeppelin. How they should be immortalized as gods.
Yes, we need to make them marble statues. We need to resurrect Michelangelo from the dead. In fact, we have him here on the show. What's a coming to go? We have him here, and he's going to resurrect, or not? He's going to erect statues for every single living member of Led Zeppelin. I don't remember any other topics. I know we talked about Almost Famous too, but that was just a minute ago.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we had this real talk about Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
Because they're a fucking fantastic band. If you haven't checked them out, you should go kill yourself.
Yeah, because they're from the 70s, and it was a long time ago.
It was a really long time ago.
Well, think about it. It's 40 years ago.
It was.
Holy shit, dude. We're getting old.
We are getting old.
And maybe we'll talk about that in the next episodes of the Two Dudes.
Yes.
But right now, we have to be wrapping up because it's getting towards the end of our time here.
Yes, it is.
So I please, because this is on YouTube, we're going to hope that you rate, put the stars, like, comment on our videos for any suggestions for intros, because we haven't talked about that yet, but we like to do different TV intros for each episode. And please subscribe to our channel. It's very helpful to us because we don't have any money coming in right now. And in order to make our videos better and to have more booze to drink while we talk about it, we would like people to subscribe. So please do. It would be great. My name is Chris.
My name is Nathan.
And, well, go ahead.
No. Do the Twilight Zone thing. The Two Dudes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Come again.